Welcome, guys, to a much anticipated, much awaited game. Sorry for the delay, of course. Digital Chaos just needing a little break between their games, so we gave them a bit of a break. And of course, it is Immortals versus DC. This is, of course, the Star Ladder I-League Invitational. What's going on, guys? I'm Reddit, and let's just jump straight into this. Of course, the first bans have already started right now. Spirit Breaker and Nature's Prophet being banned out by Immortals. I mean, both of those two heroes having a global presence, a ganking presence, so to speak, especially with that 4 position. Spirit Breaker, the off lane, Nature's Prophet can be anywhere on the map at any point of time. So good bans coming out here from Immortals, making sure that DC don't have that advantage over them. DC, of course, decided to ban out the Necro as well as the Veno. That, of course, did leave the Lich and the Ancient Apparition in the pool. We have been seeing over the past couple of days Lich, Ancient Apparition, as well as Veno being prioritized in the banning phase, especially in the first phase. Lich was picked up here on the first pick coming up from Immortals, followed up by Night Stalker and Batrider up here for DC. Night Stalker, of course, filling a similar role as the Spirit Breaker, in my opinion. Night Stalker slowly but surely started to be faded. Like, he's not as impactful or not as sought after anymore, on that position 4. Even though the current patch is still a position 4 patch, in my opinion. But with Night Stalker being picked up here, it does give a lot of vision advantage for Digital Chaos, and combining that up with a Batrider, it is going to give a lot of ganking potential up here for the side of DC. Moon Meander, of course, probably going to be running the Batrider, but we will see, of course, how they decide to lane this. Immortals, they decide to pick up some kind of vision for themselves, and they pick up the Night Stalker, constantly roaming around with the Vendetta. We actually saw that in the previous game that Digital Chaos was actually playing. The Night Stalker caused so much chaos for the side of DC, and Immortals decided to pick him up again. I wonder if DC is going to have any flashbacks towards that game. That Night Stalker was just all over the place, constantly scouting out Abed's Meepo. But let's have a look here. Next bans are coming out. Let me quickly just increase the volume here. Sorry about this, guys. Make sure we have all the volume set up correctly. And last but not least, one more volume change that I need to make here.
5 seconds remaining.
There you go. Everything should be fine, should be okay now. Jump straight back into the bans. DC have decided to take out the Lifestealer coming up here. Lifestealer, of course, combining with that Nyx. Quite a strong ganking potential from them. Can easily pick off the likes of a Batrider if the Batrider is not careful. Can slow up the Batrider even though you are in Firefly. And with the Nyx Assassin being picked up there, of course, to counter the Batrider, if the Night Stalker Infest is there, they'll be able to kill the Batrider every single time. Good ban coming out from them. Followed up from Immortals by the Dazzle. Now, Dazzle, of course, a very strong hero, very potent hero in my opinion. Probably still one of the most, well, the strongest position 5 heroes in the game. Gives a little bit of control with your Poison Touch, gives healing as well as the Shallow Grave and the extra armor coming through. So always a good hero to take out. DC decided to take out the Tidehunter, a good teamfight hero that can combo up well with the Lich, especially if you have a Nyx Assassin roaming up towards the back, towards the backline with a Vendetta Strike, can catch off any stragglers, can set up a good 3-man stun followed up by a Tide Ravage. You don't even need a Blink Dagger up that early if you do get that combo off. And Immortals decide to ban out the Sven. Sven Night Stalker being a good combo, followed up by a Batrider as well. Banning out lots of strong heroes here, especially strong combo heroes. So let's see what they decide to pick up next. Oh, there's the Ancient Apparition. We called it early on. Ancient Apparition actually making it all the way to the second phase. So you should have a look at Ancient Apparition being on the other side of the map, waiting for the Batrider to actually initiate in, pre-casting that ultimate, getting the Batrider to lasso someone in and just drag it towards the AA ulti that's flying through. With the Night Stalker vision, you should be able to set that up pretty easily. And the Cold Feet and the Chilling Touch coming up from the Ancient Apparition will actually help the likes of the Night Stalker and the carries do quite a lot of damage towards the early to mid game of the stage, mid stage of the game. Immortals pick up a Weaver pretty quickly here. So with this Weaver and this Nyx, it's going to be a huge invis tax coming up here for the side of DC. Their supports are going to be extremely poor, constantly having to buy up sentries, but they do have a Night Stalker, and you know, getting an early gem up when you do have a Night Stalker or a Bat Rider in your team is pretty common. So we'll most likely see a gem coming up pre 20 minutes, maybe if they want to play very aggressive into this. Weaver, Nyx Assassin. Weaver, of course, does have a good escape with time lapse. However, quite a few squishy heroes coming up here for the side of Immortals. They do, of course, have the Lich to just armor them up a little bit. What's DC going to do here in regards with getting that early damage out? It is going to be a Faceless Void. Now, with a Faceless Void, if this is going to be a pos 1 Faceless Void coming up from DC, I mean, it could still be anyone, so to speak. But with this Faceless Void, they will have a lot more control with the Ancient Apparition and the Faceless Void combo, getting Bat Rider, Firefly up there as well. Let's see what Immortals decide to pick up next. Monkey King. So lots of control, lots of mobility coming up before the side of Immortals. They do have the Lich. Most likely you'll be seeing that Lich, you know, that Chain Frost being used either to just engage, or it's going to be kept in the back pocket for any kind of disengage. That's slow coming up from the Nyx, as well as the mobility that a Nyx Assassin, from the Lich, as well as the mobility that a Nyx Assassin has, comboed with the mobility from a Weaver as well as a Monkey King. Immortals is going to be looking at jumping in and out of the fights the whole time. Faceless Void does sort of counter that if he can actually get in range, if he can get onto them in time. But Immortals, they should be split up. They you know, should try and keep the fights as mobile as possible. Now, it's actually quite interesting. We had a discussion, you know, me and a couple of friends earlier on when we were watching some games, between a Bat Rider and a Monkey King. Some people saying Bat Rider counts as a Monkey King because if you can't get the lasso off and drag him out of his ulti, it just cancels it instantly. But then again, the Monkey King ulti should cancel any kind of blink initiation coming through from the Bat Rider at the late game stage, because the Bat Rider will just be blown up. Early game, you won't do enough damage to the Bat. Bat will still be able to blink in, move towards you, get you, and then just force off out. But it's going to be interesting to see how they actually combo with this, how they decide to, you know, play this in regards to the roles that they're picking up here. DC, they ban out the Legion Commander. I like that ban, considering the mobility draft coming up here from Immortals, the amount of burst that they do have. If Legion gets a duel, whoever, you know, Legion duels will basically instantly die. Night Stalker is a bit more tanky, Faceless Void as well, but Bat Rider and Ancient Apparition are just going to be easy meats for that Legion. And good ban coming up here from DC. Immortals, I think we've been seeing this yesterday as well while I was casting them. If I'm not mistaken, every time they just 5th ban a Viper. And Viper up against the puck, okay, I do see that. But Viper just seems to be that, if you don't know what to ban as a 5th ban, you just ban out the Viper. That's what it seems like these days to me anyway. Picking up that puck for Immortals, puck will, you know, can combo well with the Lich. If Nyx Assassin sets up a good 3-man impel, or, you know, 3-man stun, it is going to help out quite a bit. Puck can follow up, or if Puck initiates, Nyx can actually get in a good position to set that up, followed by the Monkey King. So that last pick coming up here from Immortals, it is sort of rounding up the ganking draft or mobility draft that they have, first of all, with the Puck as well. But it also just rounds off the team fight itself from Immortals. DC decide to pick up the Death Prophet, and it is going to be an Abed Death Prophet, Mason on the Faceless Void. So both of these two drafts want to do something else. But DC draft, with the team fight potential that they have, the Death Prophet, Faceless Void, Ancient Apparition, Night Stalker, and Bat Rider, giving the vision specifically for that team fight. They can pick and choose when they want to take the fights. And Immortals have to be very careful, because if it is during nighttime, they have a pick-off lineup. They have a lineup that they want to jump in, get a pick, you know, force a quick fight, retreat, that constant fighting mobility draft. But the vision that DC has can counter that completely if they don't play this correctly. So guys, let's have a look here and jump straight into this game. Hey, today we actually have all the names correct. This is awesome. Let's just quickly have a look, make sure everything is fine.
Prepare for battle.
Let's just introduce quickly all the guys here from DC. It is going to be Mason up here on the Faceless Void. Moon Meander on the Ancient Apparition. Quite interesting. He is actually being scouted out right now. Febby just right-clicking him down. He does not have Orb of Venom, of course. He has the boot, so you can just right-click him down for days coming through here. And there you go. Just around a quarter HP done. Night Stalker, of course, here being played by Bulba. Been playing the Night Stalker up quite a bit lately. Death Prophet, of course, we mentioned earlier. Abed. Bat Rider, it is going to be MSS on the Bat Rider, and yeah, we've already gone through Moon Meander here on the Ancient Apparition. Lich, Dubu's being played. Dubu's being played by the Lich. Lich is being played by Dubu. Nyx Assassin, of course, being played by Febby, getting quite a bit of early damage off onto the Ancient Apparition. Forev on the Weaver. Puck MP, and last but not least, Kyo here, just getting those jumps off on the Monkey King. I mean, this is going to be an interesting mid matchup to say the least, but let's have a look and see how they decide to go. Guys, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Riddits, or Riddits Dota on Twitter. Follow me, check me out. And big shout out to Star Ladder for, of course, letting me cast this. It is going to be a solo cast, and as always, I do appreciate any comments, any criticism. All help me grow. And I hope to be casting quite a few more over the next couple of days, weeks, months. So strap yourself in and let's get straight into this. Mid lane is going to be a dual lane for the time being. I mean, you know, having this Nyx Assassin constantly here in the middle lane, just harassing out Abed with the mana burn, it is going to do quite a bit. I mean, you know, starting off with the Null Talisman, that just means you're going to take more damage. And this middle lane is going to be the one to watch. I don't think it's going to be a constant dual lane. Bulba's going to be wrapping around towards the top, trying to go for a quick kill, but Kyo is here. And will they actually be able to do anything? Bulba's coming in. Can they do anything? There's the initial damage through coming on. Will they actually be able to get Kyo? Will they be able to get the kill? The first blood comes through. Bulba gets it. Are they going to dive any further? 3 stacks up here on the Lich. No, Bulba's tanking just too many tower shots. He's in a very dangerous position here. Sorry for the quick audio adjustments, I do apologize. Middle lane, Abed, I mean, this is one of those heroes that can actually dual lane or, you know, solo versus dual up quite nicely because of the Spirit Siphon. Just has to be very wary of his mana. And taking middle lane quite even so far. Abed, of course, focusing more to try and harass out, get MP's HP and salve usage up quite quickly. And Abed, of course, still has his full salve up, so he can still play quite aggressive if he wants to. But towards this bottom lane, Mason up on the Faceless Void does have a full poor man shield up, and he should be pretty safe. Oh no, the dive, I actually missed that one. Sorry for that. The dive came through mid. Bulb unfortunately not there in time, and they did manage to pick up the kill onto Abed. Now they want to go in for more. MP might be in a bit of trouble, but he does, of course, have his illusory orb to get out. Abed tried to come back in quite quickly, but he's only level 2, so won't be able to do much. So it's a 1-for-1 trade-off at this point. Weaver, though, is the man of the hour, sitting on 11 and 2, and he's just, you know, having the time of his life. Weaver and Lich, quite an old-school combo, so to speak. Oh, MP might be in a bit of trouble. No, he gets out. And that's going to be another salve usage. So sure, Puck does have 2 Null Talismans up already because of that kill that they managed to get, but he is draining through those salves at this point here. And let's know, for those of you guys on chat saying my name is Reddits, it's Riddits, R-I-D-D-I-T-Z. Not Reddits, please. But let's have a look here. Middle lane, we are going to see an engagement coming through here. Abed might be in a bit of trouble. Forev coming through, managing to get the career snipe. And he'll get the kill onto Abed. Now they want to go for more. Bulba might be in a bit of trouble right now. Is Forev going to dive this any further? No, he's just going to back off right now. We're not towards the top lane. Are we going to see any kind of further engagement here? Kyo just gets the bash down on there with the Bounder Strike and forces the disengage. So 2-for-1 up here for Immortals. Immortals, the old MVP Phoenix, doing quite well here to try and secure this early lane, getting a couple of kills up onto Abed, and You can clearly see they've decided to... Oh, wait, is there... No, there's no silence up here on Death Prophet. Any silence on Bulba? No critical fear. And only the Void. Nothing will actually happen from that. Let's focus here on the top lane again. Mason, he wants to try and come in onto Dubu. Dubu might be in a bit of trouble right now. There you go. Moon Meander actually gets the kill. They won't push up any further, but that's just a good kill. Now it's a 2-for-2 trade-off at this point. In total between the side of DC and Immortals. So quite interesting that Forev actually dove and TP towards the middle lane, and he's still sitting on 20 and 5. Obed, even though dying twice, sitting 21 and 7, sitting quite comfortable here at this point. Although the courier did die, so that is a big thing for them. But let's have a look. The pings are coming through here. Fabi, he does have a spike carapace if he needs to use it. MSS, he does not have any mana, but there you go. The mana's being popped. Is there going to be a spike carapace? There's a spike carapace as well as the stun. Are they going to be able to do anything further from this for him? He wants to go in onto MSS. MSS might be in a bit of trouble, but he's still diving. Can he actually do enough? Will he get the kill onto Fabi? He does, and he'll be able to get out of this one as well. Moving in, just doing a bit of damage here onto the stack. That's a big kill for him, getting that kill onto Fabi. MSS, he'll just go back. He'll get the shrine in 9 seconds, and he'll be able to just get straight back into lane. Looking back in once again here onto the middle lane. Are we going to see any kind of further engagement? Oh, Abed dodging the stun here onto Fabi. And unfortunately, MPP does not have his illusory orb. Will he go down? Is this going to be a kill here? Abed, no, he does not get it. There you go. Abed gets it, but unfortunately, the tower's doing a lot of damage. 1 more hit needed, 2 more hits needed. Is he going to be able to get the kill? No, he does manage to survive this just a little bit. Fabi gets the stun off right now. The sound gets cancelled off by Abed, but another one to turn around. Will they be able to get the kill? Who's going to get it? Abed gets the double on the middle lane. And there you have it. All of a sudden, DC flexing their muscles and just saying, well, you want to gank us mid? I'm just going to take you. Let's have a look here on the top lane. How's Mason doing right now? 19 and 2, so not doing the best. Currently sitting even up here with Kyo, but Kyo might be in a bit of trouble right now. Is he going to turn around? He can actually turn around and get a little bit of damage back, but unfortunately, Bulba's there. Moon Meander once again getting a kill. Playing a very, very, very greedy lane here. Sitting on 2 and 0 currently. And right now, the score is 2-6 in favor of DC. DC just bringing this back after a shaky start, shaky first couple of minutes. The problem though is MSS does have a haste run, so is he going to wrap around? Is he going to try and go for a kill onto anyone? No, might actually be Bulba. Bulba, no! Are you going to make it? Are you going to die from this? Wow, MP using his ulti there as well, making sure the Dream Coil just catches out Bulba. No escape for you, and that's at least a counter kill up here for the side of Immortal. Let's have a quick look here. What's going on middle lane? It is 30 and 8 versus 27 and 10, so quite even between these two, although MP is sitting on 2 and 1 versus 2 and 2 in regards with kills and deaths. But Ahmed wants to go in for more. MP, of course, does not have a illusory orb just yet, but he will be able to go there. Meanwhile, though, top lane, there's a big dive coming through. They did manage to pick up Moon Meander up on the Ancient Apparition. Are they going to be able to get anything more? MS says actually wants to go for the turnaround. He does use his lasso. Will they be able to get this kill? Good stun coming through from Femi, but it's not going to be enough. Is there going to be any kind of bash shenanigans coming up here from the Faceless Void? 2, 3 charges up here on the sticky napalm, but it's not going to be enough. So only a 1-for-1 trade-off there in the end, but it did favor DC, getting a kill up on the Monkey King in exchange for the Ancient Apparition. Lots of action happening quite early on. There's been a total of 11 kills up in 7 minutes, and Abed just smelling something is going on here. He does back off a little bit, but there you go. Bulba's coming in right now. The silence is there up onto the top. Will they be able to get the kill? 1 more hit needed. Moon Meander once again being very greedy, getting the kill. Another one to turn around onto Fabi. Fabi is not long for this world, and he will die. 2 more going the way of Abed, and well, he started off 0 and 2, currently sitting 3 and 2. Might want to go in for more. More TPs coming in. I don't think they'll actually be able to do anything right now from this. Yeah, they're all just going to back off, and one hero we haven't actually been speaking about quite a bit is this Weaver. Weaver slowly but surely getting his farm up, sitting on 51 and 6. Having a look at his net worth, leading the net worth chart with 3,400, 3,400 and 3,300 up on the puck. So for the side of Immortals, not doing too badly. Next three heroes now up are for the side of DC, being Abed as well as MSS and Mason. And Mason might be in a lot of trouble right now. Are they going to decide to dive this or just back off? Mason does have backup coming in from the Batrider. Batrider, of course, does have his lasso up. Are we going to see any further engagements here? No Ancient Apparition ultimate just yet. There is a Chronosphere, so let's have a look and see. Are we going to see a Chrono coming up here? Trying to catch two heroes out. There you go, two heroes are there. They're turning around. They want to go in onto the Monkey King. Can they actually do enough? Monkey King is being slowed up right now. One more hit needed. There's the lucky back, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. QO is actually going to survive. There's one hit needed. Unfortunately, it is going to be 4F getting the kill onto Moonman, and now Mason has to TP out of that. So a quick turnaround here for the side of Immortals, and MSS is going to be the second casualty here. Very good turnaround coming through from Immortals. Well, let's have a look at the rest. Top lane is being pressured out. 6 to 9 at this point. 1,000 net worth in favor of Immortals. So even though they're a couple of kills behind, doing very well there to secure themselves the early gold lead, although it's by hardly anything. Slowly but surely increasing though towards the 2,000 mark. Experience also in favor for Immortals. Was initially for DC. Let's have a look. There's a stun coming through here onto Death Prophet right now. Death Prophet. Are we going to see any kind of further engagement? Abed actually wants to go in, and there you go. Bulwark popping up the darkness. They want to turn around onto Puck. Will they actually be able to get the kill? The ultimate coming through here by the Lich, and they do manage to get the kill onto Abed. Now they turn around and they want to get the kill on Bulba. That's a 2-for-1 special coming in favor of Immortal once again. Slowly but surely, this game started off Immortal, got a couple of good ganks, good rotations. They did very well. Then all of a sudden, it went DC's way, and DC just constantly racked up those kills, getting more and more. And now it's back to Immortal's favor. Ancient Apparition on this bottom lane dying. He does not have a 6 yet, just trying to get a 6 up quite early. Mason though has to be careful. There's a lot of heroes here from Immortals on this middle lane. Quickly have a look at MSS here. Slowly but surely, is he going to be building up towards a Blink Dagger or an early Drums? It depends what his team actually needs. I think Drums this game might be good, just to try and counteract the mobility coming through here from the side of Immortals. Level 6 nearly up here on Ancient Apparition. I think that's going to be quite big. He just needs to push out a little bit. No, there's the Ancient Apparition ultimate. So we might actually see the side of DC just grouping up, getting a smoke up, and trying to go for an early kill. I mean, even if Ancient Apparition is close by, that will be fine. But the side of Immortals, just look at this. Nyx Assassin just constantly roaming. We spoke about the vision gain that Nyx Assassin can actually get. And he's just running around in the enemy jungle. He, of course, does have his Vendetta if he wants to use it. And we might just see him wrap around. There's the initial stun from QO onto MSS. Are they going to try and follow up from this? There you go. This is exactly what I was talking about. Nyx Assassin coming through. Does manage to get the stun. And they do get the Spike Carapace. It is going to be MSS. It's going to be the first one to drop. They do want to go for more. But unfortunately, they won't be able to. It's just going to be a tier 1 tower that is going to fall. They do not have glyphs to try and defend this. Bottom lane though, Abed is trying to push out the bottom tier 1 tower. And he's getting a trade-off. But the problem is Q is busy pushing up top. And this means they're going to get a little bit of damage, maybe down onto the top tier 2 to get the middle tier 1 in exchange for a bottom tier 1. MVP Phoenix, sorry. Immortals just flexing their muscles at this point, and they're just grouping up. They know they have the mobility. The side of DC don't have the mobility. They can gank, Maybe he's just playing phenomenally here on the Nyx Assassin, making sure that he's always towards the backline, even when he doesn't have his Vendetta up. He's just standing on this side, making sure no one can actually push up. This is going to be 2 towers for the price of 1 for the side of Immortals. Weaver, from the beginning, leaving the network charts and now having a full solo crest up, going in for that Aghanim Scepter as well. So, well, here's an ancient apparition also trying to, does manage to actually hit onto 2 heroes, 3 heroes, only 2. And the smoke wrap around. Is there darkness? There is darkness if they want to use it, but it is already, well, it is still dark, so can we see any kind of wraparound? There you go, Febby. He is in a lot of trouble right now. He gets silenced up. This is going to be the end of him, but, well, they didn't really need to commit the flaming lasso for that, but, well, if you're sort of starved for kills at this point, you'll take anything you can get. And the top tier 2 towers only sitting on around 400 HP, less than a quarter. So the side of Immortals just showing what they can do and actually starting to gain quite a big lead. Even though it's only 2k, 3k the whole time at the 14-15 minute mark. The big point here though is they still have the gold and experience lead, and with that they'll be able to get their level 10s up. They'll be able to get their talents up as well a lot earlier. DC, they want to try and make use of the rest of them. Well, the last minutes of nighttime that they actually have left, and there you go. Pushing up here towards the top tier 1 tower. Getting wards down, just trying to get vision up a little bit is the side of Immortals, and they do scout out Bulba. And Bulba, well, he might be in a bit of trouble right now. Fabi is there just once again, keeping vision. But are we going to see some kind of wraparound here? There is an ultimate from the Lich if he actually wants to use it. Once again, Fabi, he's just keeping an eye on everything that DC wants to do. And Immortals, yeah, they're just going to drop this top tier 1 tower. They don't really care. Batrider actually going in for early blink, so not buying up a... Oh, wait, let's quickly have a look here. Here comes the engagement right now. Are they going to be able to do anything? MSS might be in a bit of trouble. He starts teeping out. Can they actually do anything? 4F doesn't even scout it out. People on Twitch chat, gotta love them. Stop calling them Immortals, it's MVP. Well, MSS being gone on here by MP, the Dream Call used, and that's going to be an easy kill up for, well, yet another kill up for the side of Immortals. Do they actually have enough to go in for an early rush? They do, of course, have the Weaver as well as the Solo Crest, and there you go. Solo Crest is waiting for it to be popped. There you go, Solo Crest onto rush, and it's not going to be the easiest rush in the world, but they can fight this. But a very good scout out coming here from the side of DC. Can they contest it? Can they do anything about this? Because rush is not going down as easily as they would like. But there is a chain frost, so if they do decide to contest, this chain frost is going to do so much damage, and it seems like DC is just going to be giving this one up. And look here. It is, of course, Meander here, still, yeah, he needs his boots up, but we do see a smoke. I could have sworn I saw a smoke there. Yeah, maybe I'm just seeing things. And Monkey King, slowly but surely building up towards his Desolator as a first item. He, of course, does have an Agent of Immortal, but here you go. There's an Agent Apparition ultimate flying through Mason as well. They do manage to pop the Aegis. Do they have enough to kill him 2 times? I don't think so. Kuro, he just decides to stay there. Gonna be bouncing between the trees, trying to scout that out a bit more. And this top tier 2 tower is just getting whittled down by the creeps, slowly but surely. And there you go, Mason running up towards the top lane, or seeping up towards the top lane. But the problem is, he might actually be scouted out. The assassin isn't in this, so of course, he can move up towards this area right here without being scouted, and they're going to try and get the deny. Yes, he does. Baby runs in and he gets scouted out, so they will just back off. Let's have a look here and see what Immortals going to be doing right now. So they do smoke up. The line is drawn, but the problem is MSS might actually get scouted out right now, but it is actually towards the bottom lane. The two fights going on simultaneously. The Dream Call is there, does actually catch on to two heroes right now, but here comes the Wukong command up on the Monkey King, trying to just protect everything up right now. It's a 2-for-0 trade-off, but they do manage to actually get the kill on the Lich. They might want to go in for more. Fabi as well as MP. MP does have a blink dagger if he wants to follow up, but no, it's going to be 4F. He does scout out too, and Abed just goes in, gets the Yule Scepter off on him, and there you go, going in for more. They want to get the third kill. That's a 3-for-1 special for the side of Immortals, and all of a sudden Immortals playing extremely well, much better than what you saw them play yesterday. So, two tier 2 towers have been taken here for the side of Immortals is taking 2 tier 2 towers from DC, and they still have all of their tier 2 towers up fine. Immortals currently, of course, they don't have the no one has. They don't have the Aegis anymore, so they have to play it a little bit safer. But the side of DC, they're just trying to push this out, split this out. Abed had a very good start, but currently sitting highest on his team with net worth, but 4th highest on the log. Top 3 are for the side of Immortals, and that's an 8k lead at 19 minutes in. Remember, we spoke about only like having a 1 or 2k lead at 16 minutes. The big thing though is that experience. As soon as it hits that 16-minute mark, 16 minutes, if you can get like a 2,000 or 3,000 gold or experience lead, in most cases experience, you should be able to take the game back. And every single game that I've been casting so far this the past 3 weeks, that 16-minute mark has been the timing for everything. That's when everything blows up and one team actually takes it. But we do see some kind of engagement coming through. Batman does manage to lasso up the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin is busy running away from his own shrine, so he's not even using it. He's just trying to, as they say, create some space. Oh, wait, no, Nyx Assassin was on the wrong side. Sorry, that was not his job. He was just trying to run away. But is that because they have a gem up, or actually don't know how to stop that? No idea. But Cure manages to get out of that one. I sort of missed. Was the Nyx? Did he have Vendetta? Was he dusted? I actually don't know. Sorry about that, guys. But let's have a look here. Middle lane being pressured out now by DC. Just getting that one kill has actually helped them just get a little bit more control up here on the map. And there you go. Abed pops his ulti. He wants to go in for this tier 2 tower. The lines have been drawn. Is Immortal. Yeah, there you go. Getting the smoke up. Are we going to see some kind of engagement? Fabi has to be careful here. Will he get scouted out? Are they going to try and defend this? They do have a glyph, and the long wraparound is here. Old school Fnatic kind of strats, or old school Alliance. No Tide Hunter days. Drawing the long way around. And there you go. Fabi comes in with a spike carapace, tries to do a bit of damage onto Abed. And will we actually see there's the silence coming through? Will they actually kill Abed? They blow him up. Wukong's command as well, just basically making sure that no one can run anywhere. And that is 2 heroes down from the side of DC. Is this going to be a third? Batrider might be in a lot of trouble. MSS does drop. That's the 4th hero down. And it is only Mesa that makes it out alive. He didn't drop his chrono. He could not even get anywhere close to that. And the big wraparound turned out to work very well for the side of Immortal. Just have a quick look here. No gem up, just making sure that I haven't missed the gem anywhere. Middle lane currently being pushed out here by Cure and Fabi. Cure, in my opinion, is, you know, he's not using his Wukong's command to take fights. He's using his Wukong's command to split fights up, and I actually like that. But hold on, might actually see the engagement coming through here. Batrider does manage to go onto the Monkey King. Unfortunately, they ended up with an ultimate fight here. Does not hit him. QO just dominating right now. And they do manage to get a counter kill up onto the Nyx Assassin. QO, can he actually do anything? Can he survive from this? No, he cannot. So getting that 2-for-1 trade-off, they might actually be able to get a little bit more. Abed comes in here. Will he go for silence? He does not need to. He just leeches the life of the Lich. Try to say that fast like 10 times. Good tongue twister for you there. Leeches the life of the Lich. And DC coming back strongly. Well, even though they're still quite far behind in regards to net worth, Abed is just, you know, how can I say, when you have a level 15 death profit up, that's, you know, that all comes down to the, you know, talent, of course, having that second talent up, the 150 cast range. Just look at the range of the silence coming through there. It's just massive. But Immortals, they constantly want to fight. This is what I love about casting Immortals. They're always in it. They always just want to be in the enemy's faces. So Nyx Assassin slowly but surely working his way towards that Blink Dagger. I think that's going to be a key item here for them to be able to counter initiate onto the Batrider. Blink into his fire, Spike Carapace. Weaver sitting only 110 away from the Aghanim Scepter, from his Aghanim Scepter. That will help once again for any hero that gets targeted once again by the Batrider. Lich, buddy, it's still gonna take a while for you to get that 4-star up. But let's have a look here. Nyx Assassin is actually scouted out. There's the Spike Carapace. Well, are they gonna turn around and go onto him? No, it seems like there's gonna be a little bit of more engagement here towards the bottom lane. Puck gets blown up. It is gonna be Mason, of course, popping his Chronosphere for that, and MSS manages to get that second kill, or Moomiander manages to get that second kill because of the lasso. So the side of Immortals being a little bit over-aggressive there and being scouted out and split up as well. Not the position that they wanted to be in. Hope you guys, of course, are enjoying the cast. It is a solo cast, so I'm trying to make it as entertaining for all of you as possible. I'm enjoying it. I always enjoy casting Immortals. They always make it fun because whether they win or lose, it's a good game. DC, of course, coming back off. They just played a couple of games now, and they just came back off, I think, two or three losses in a best of 5. So they might be a bit down, and it's taking some time for them to actually find their feet again, make sure that they can win. And in all honesty, being only 6k behind at the 24-minute mark, well, 6k is still a big difference. But with the heroes that they have a Faceless Void, they have an Ancient Apparition, and they have a Death Prophet. Those three together can actually take like a team fight solo. And if they get a good initiation off with the Faceless Void, followed up by the Death Prophet and the Ancient Apparition, they can take any fights coming through here. But let's have a look if DC decide that they want to take a fight or not. Oh, it's going to be an Ancient Apparition Ultimate flying towards the bottom lane. And as soon as that happens, Immortals is like, well, no AA ulti for 30 seconds, so let's smoke up, let's move around, and let's see if we can get any kind of kill. It is going to be, of course, the Nyx Assassin running in front. He does have his Blink Dagger up. Is anything going to be scouted out? Yes, there you go. I mean, are they just going to jump up here towards the top? The Dream Core is there onto 2 heroes. However, Albert wants to go in onto the puck right now. Here comes Kyo with a huge Wukong command. Can they actually turn this around? And there's the Batrider. He does not manage to drag Kyo out. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. But the first hero to fall here is Kyo from Immortals. However, Mason's in a lot of trouble. Everyone from DC is so low. Unfortunately, the damage is just not there coming out from Immortals. For some reason, they just did not have what it took. And Puck was pretty much also out of that entire fight. Everyone from DC was just on such low HP. Immortals just couldn't capitalize on that. Once again, the jump wasn't there exactly where they needed it. Nyx Assassin was a bit slow in regards to going in. Normally when you're smoked up, you're leading the charge with Vendetta. You never run around this way because if anyone is on high ground, your smoke will break and you're pretty much screwed. You come and stand up here with Vendetta because you can always blink up if a fight, if something happens over here, because you do have a Blake, you do have Spike Carapace. But then again, that's just my thoughts on the game and what happened there. DC once again outmaneuvering the side of Immortals. Immortals once again being split up a little bit too much. Puck, he went in, his whole idea when he went in, he dream caught 2 there. The rest of his team just could not get in range quick enough. Let's have a quick look here and see the next fight is happening. Monkey King once again being engaged upon, and he just gets blown up. Mason's actually on a killing spree right now. Nyx Assassin being silenced up as well. He does not have his Spike Carapace. He can't do anything. And Mason just jumps in further, going in onto Weaver. Weaver at this point is in a lot of trouble. He's silenced up. He does not have his time lapse. He drops as well. And that's the call for Rush. All of a sudden, this game has been going up and down. DC favorite, Immortal favorite, DC favorite, Immortal favorite. And now DC from a 6 or 9k deficit. I just said they are not out of this game at all because they have the team fight. They have the Chronosphere. They have the insane wombo combo with the Chrono, the Death Prophet ultimate, and the Ancient Apparition ultimate. And literally that's what they've been using. Managing to get a couple of quick pickoffs. Monkey King being picked off there very early on, unfortunately, just put him out of position, put his whole team out of position. He could not do anything. The problem with that is his team came in to try and help him. Once your Monkey King is dead, you can't do anything about that. Lich ultimate, was that actually used? I don't know, I don't think so, 100 seconds. So no Lich ulti being popped up there either. Once again, Immortals just being caught with their pants down, a little bit out of position. And let's see, I hear Batrider. There you go, Batrider's coming through here. Where is he? And it's going to be Lich. Oh, well, there you go. That's why the Weaver has the Aghanim Scepter up. Let's just try and scroll out a little bit here to try and catch out exactly what's happening. They want to turn around, they want to go in onto the Nyx Assassin, but here comes the Wukong Command. Will they actually be able to do anything? No, Wukong Command was actually not there. The silence coming through from Abed, just insane. The, well, Lich ulti bouncing back and forth. They do manage to get one hero trade-off, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Fairby, he's in a lot of trouble. He's just trying to push himself forward. But unfortunately, that's 2 heroes down here for the side of Immortals. And, well, Puck, he should be able to escape this right now. Forev has to be careful. If he gets scouted out, he's also, yeah, there you go. I got vision up, and Forev manages to go in this, and he gets out. But this will be rushed. They don't have the Monkey King. And Abed's timings, though, on the silences, every single time Monkey King comes out, to be honest, if Monkey King managed to get a good Wukong's command off there, this would have been huge. But unfortunately, coming up from around here, jumping in and then trying to go for the Wukong's command was, you know, just Death Prophet saying, nope, silence. You can't do anything. And I think if he maybe Wukong's commanded here, even though it's not in the best position, he would have been able to get it off there and then still jump in. But Rosh is still up, so let's have a look and see which team decides to go for this first. Having a look at the net worth, it's just been ticking down from 10k, currently sitting around 3. All of a sudden, experience though, around 1,700 in favor of DC. So this game, all of a sudden, has just blown completely wide open. I think I need a quick sip of water before there's more action. And I think I have to be quick. Okay, next fight coming in, boys and girls, around Rosh. Come on, guys, we've been literally hovering over this entire area at Rosh for the past 10 minutes. So let's have a look. I do like what MP is doing here on the puck, putting pressure on the bottom tier to DC. No, they can't go back to defend this, because if they do, this will just give Immortals Rush. And Mortal know they can't go into Rush because DC is still standing there. So it's sort of a stalemate. And because of that, half the HP of the tier 3 tower bottom has already been taken. Abed's rolled in there. Is he actually going to be able to get a TP up in time? He does show himself here towards the bottom lane, so Immortals might just decide to move into Rush. But I honestly think this is a big bait. There you go, TP boots up for the Death Prophet. So Death Prophet's going to push out here. They're going to wait for the side of Immortals to actually move into Rush. And if they can do that, DP will TP in and they will try and take the fight. Immortals, I think, though, they've scouted out this boot to travel and they know they can't move into Rush. So everyone's just backed off once again, just a little bit. Ancient Apparition here. Let's quickly go through some items before we have the next fight. I've been expecting the next fight now for the past couple of minutes, but BKB full 10-second duration up for the Monkey King. This is a massive item because constantly he's being silenced up or taken out of the whole equation. And well, here comes the engagement coming through right now. The stun is there onto Faces Void. Faces Void is silenced up. But there's the Ancient Apparition off the fight through and the Wukong's command. But the Wukong's command was actually popped before anything happened there. Unfortunately, Mason dropping up the Chronosphere right on top of the Wukong's command. They could not do anything. Batrider, no one has fallen just yet. So much has happened. So many ultimates. And now Darkness also being used. Well, there is the Lich ultimate flying through right now. Bulba is just tanking it like a beast. And after all of that, no one is even under half HP. Well, they did use a try, but still. And I do like this. This is DC literally taking a page out of Immortals playbook. And they smoke up, but they run straight into Nyx. And they don't have any vision right now. Now they want to turn around. They want to go on to QO Silence. Ancient Apparition of Ultimate flying through onto 2 heroes right now. And that's huge. But can they actually do anything about this Batrider? He does lasso up QO on the Monkey King. And that is call for them to just go forward. And Immortal says retreat, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's another stun coming through, and unfortunately it's going to be the second hero to fall. The Gem of True Sight also dropped. That is massive. However, can they actually get the kill up here on Abed? No, Abed will be okay. So a very back and forth fight, but I do like what DC decided to do there. They said, well, all of the ultis have basically been popped except for ours. Let's go in. The fight really wasn't as good as they would have hoped. Mason popping up his Chronosphere right on top of Wukong's command and taking so much damage he had to run out. But the Wukong's command also couldn't really do anything about that. I think possibly 3 Ancient Apparition ultimates flew through during that entire fight. I know a minimum of 2 did. The last one actually hitting up onto 2 heroes, which was quite big. It turned the fight around and managed to net them the kill up on the Monkey King. Monkey King having a level 9 BKB up right now. Well, 9-second BKB. Big thing coming through here for the Weaver is another defensive item. So I'm not the biggest fan of these kinds of builds, in all honesty, because it's all defensive items. There's no damage item up on the Weaver. Solar Crest can be damaged, but it is, once again, a defensive item. Aghanim Scepter, defensive item. Lincoln Sphere, defensive item. But, you know, considering Immortal's playstyle where they constantly want to fight, this isn't bad. The problem is they're lacking damage currently. And DC's just taking the game to them. But with even more defensive capabilities here, if they do manage to get a rush and cheese, this might actually be massive. And there's Darkness being popped. Are we going to see a fight? Are we going to see them take rush in time? I don't think they'll be able to. Now they want to go in. Who's going to be the first one to go in? There you go. Puck actually uses the dream call. There's the Chronosphere coming through right now to the Monkey King. Monkey King, he does get time lapsed up, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Will they actually be able to get the kill? QO, he does get his Wukong's command off. He manages to get a single kill, but he is still alive. QO is still alive. All of a sudden this fight, Abed managed to drop during that entire fight. I don't know how that happened. That is a 5. That's a 5 times kill streak ended. And the entire retreat is called here for the side of DC. 2 heroes down for them. And Immortal's just going to move in towards rush. Let's have a look. Can Mason actually steal this? Is he going to try and steal this? Nope. He decides to back off completely. So a fight that looked very sketchy for the side of Immortals actually turned out very well. Having that Aghanim Scepter up in the time lapse of the Weaver, just managed to push out at the exact time needed the Monkey King, and the Monkey King surviving that. To be honest, I don't know how. Surviving the Chronosphere, Ancient Apparition Blast, everything being thrown at him, as well as the kitchen sink. Maybe the bathtub would have killed him. I'm not quite sure about that, but let's have a look here. After that one fight, look at this up and down graph the whole time. Going up in favor of Immortals, dropping down, still a little bit in their favor. Going up, dropping down, going up. This is insane. The XP graph shows the exact same story, but just on a much larger scale. Let's quickly go through some of the items up here. There is, of course, Febi's gem up on the Night Stalker right now. So the thing is, DC want to play the vision game, but you know, a vision game should sort of counter the mobility that Immortals has. The problem is, Immortals are scouting them out as soon as that happens, and they either just jump them, or they just decide to, you know, back off, get a single pick off, and this is exactly what they want to do right now. They want to go in. There's the Dream Call here. The fly is used by the Night Stalker. Now they actually want to turn around. The Bat Rider catches up the... Oh, well, that's another huge chrono coming through, actually catching up 2 heroes. The first hero to die is the Weaver. Now it is the Lich Ultimate just bouncing up. The Gem of True Sight has been dropped, but that is, of course, a Monkey King with the full BKB, as well as the cheese and the H's of the Immortal. And I am lagging. I don't know what's going on there right now. Sorry about that one, guys. No idea. No drop frames. I think that just might have been the server. DC just crumbling through there. The H's of the Immortal, the BKB, the cheese, if Monkey King even needs to use it. That was a fight that basically went as good as it was going to get for the side of DC. Was there a buyback used? No buyback used on the Weaver? I didn't respawn so quickly. Oh, I think I might just be a little bit... Yeah, Forev bought back. There you go. I thought you did. Forev buying back and actually using his time lapse just to get back into range. or, you know, back into the fight instantly. And with that, Immortals, I mean, DC just can't seem to kill off the side of Immortals. However, there is no Agents of the Immortal up, but there is still a cheese. No BKB up on QO at this point here on the Monkey King. Let's have a look. The buyback is there from the Death Prophet. Can they actually do anything? Dream Coil used just to stop Bobo from jumping in at all. And now they want to go in, get the kill on the racks. They did manage, of course, not the racks, these shrines. They did manage to get a tier 3 tower. And let's have a look. This might just be a last hurrah coming up here for the side of DC. And Immortals know that, sure, they might have the lead, but it's still very dangerous for them to actually take the fight. Faceless Void does have his Chronosphere up within the next couple of seconds, so DC, are they going to go back and farm this up? Big thing to start checking up right now is buyback stages, and no buybacks up except for one on Q and one on Mason. But Immortals all staying together. And this is what I like about them. They're extremely aggressive, but they always try and stay together as much as possible. During the mid-game phase, they were being caught out quite a bit. And DC, well, let's have a look. I was busy going through some item progressions here before all hell started to break loose here. Faceless Void slowly but surely building in towards that Diffusal Blade, and just as I'm about to say this, I think we might go get another fight coming through here. Night Stalker does have his Aghanim Scepter up, and there you go. They jump onto the Night Stalker. Night Stalker does have the gem. He gets yours up. Are you going to see any kind of turnaround here? Mason comes in with a good, huge chrono onto 2 heroes. They will actually be able to get the kill onto the puck. Meanwhile, though, Wukong come on with a BKB up here for QO, and he manages to get a kill onto Arbed. That was massive. And it's a 1-for-1 trade of both mid heroes. Who is going to be the next first person to fall? It is going to be Moon Meander. QO just dominating at this point. And the entire team of DC, they call for a retreat. They have to back off, and they can't do anything about this Monkey King. Monkey King still has cheese, keep that in mind. That is a free Aegis basically for the Monkey King. Looking at his items as well, he has a full Diffusal level 2 up, or level 1 up, sorry. Sitting on 4,000 gold, he can literally go for anything he wants at this point. And there you go, jumping in straight onto 3 heroes. This is Superman, this is QO, this is Monkey King. Jumping in onto 3, and he just says, well, I don't care. I'm going to force the GGs from you. QO MVP. And no, that's not MVP Phoenix. That is just most valuable player. Well played, Team Immortals, taking game number 1. But DC showed a lot of promise there. They just seemed to fall apart a little bit and lack the damage. I was the one that was busy saying, yeah, I'm not quite sure about this, I'm not quite sure about that. Item choices just proved too much for the side of Immortals in regards with the defensive items, the sustain items. DC could not get those kills down. Guys, for those of you that don't know, I'm Reddit. This, of course, was the Dota 2 Star Ladder Invitational. Stay tuned for Game 2, Immortals versus DC. It's going to be coming up shortly.